And hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Hashtag Playing Together. Hi.
Hello, the sudden note again, Johan Desi, and today we have Patti Stiles playing with us. Hi, Patti.
Hi.
Hello, thank you for the invitation.
How
So
are
nice
you and
talking
where
to you.
are you right now?
I am very well, thank you. And I am in Australia on Wurundjeri Woi country.
Great,
So,
great.
yeah.
How's the weather there? How's the summer there?
Well, yesterday it was 40 degrees, and today it's been 27. So,
Climate.
Okay. I'm jealous. I'm so jealous. But it's summer where you are. Yeah, it's summer. We are.
it is.
Yeah, it's so great. Okay. Yeah, Patty, before we start everything, you wanted to tell a few things. Yeah?
Yes. As I am in Australia and I am playing on Wurundjeri Woi country, I would like to take a moment to pay my respects to the elders. So I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of Australia and to pay my respects to their elders, past and present, and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people today. I would also like to acknowledge and pay my personal respects to the Wurundjeri Woi people of the Kulin Nation whose unceded lands I live on.
Okay, nice. Thank you very much. It's good. Okay. I'm a bit silent. um, yeah. Tell us a bit about yourself. Something.
Something interesting. I'm curious.
Something interesting is always in the ears of the beholder. What's interesting? Oh, we've got kookaburra babies in our yard.
What is
Kookaburra
this?
babies? What's that?
Is this an animal?
So a kookaburra is a bird of the
Okay.
kingfisher family.
Yeah.
And in our yard, we've got a possum box, which is
Mhm.
another animal. So it's
Yeah.
Yeah, possum, yeah. You know.
and the kookaburras kicked the possums out, or the possums left, we're not sure, and they moved in.
Oh.
But
And
the possum
they,
doesn't eat the bird, right?
no,
No, it's
no.
not.
And they've had eggs and little babies, so we can hear the babies, and now they're just starting to look out of the little
Oh.
hole. And so within the next week or so, we're going to see these little fluffy feathered balls trying
Oh.
to fly. And
Oh, that's cute. That's nice.
And what colors are they usually?
when they're juvies, they're kind of a browny color, like a almost like a latte kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when they're adults, they're mostly like their breast is white, and their head is white with brown feathers, and they've got like these masks. So we
Mm-hmm.
call them Zorro. And then their wing feathers have this kind of blue color on it as well. And I just find them to be magical kind of birds because the way
Yeah.
they look and move, it's just
I don't think we have them here in
I
Belgium.
don't think so. Is it a large species? I don't know. Small
uh,
ones?
about the size of maybe the size of a basketball
Mm.
ish, right?
Basketball.
But,
Oh, God,
well,
that's big.
yeah, like if you
It's
think
big.
head to feet, and then
Whoa.
you know,
Okay.
and they laugh. They make this laughing noise,
Okay.
right? And they
Ah,
kind of go,
okay.
and they. So every morning we get this chorus of kookaburra song,
Oh,
and
nice. Okay.
yeah,
Oh, that's
it's
a nice
very
story.
Australian.
Yeah. Okay. Think I will look it up to see a picture of it. So now
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
no.
doing this right now.
Yeah, I'm very intrigued. I don't think we have them size of a basketball here. I never seen such big birds. Well, we might have, but that's rare.
Maybe
Ah, okay.
they're
Yeah.
like that big.
So it's laughing kookaburra.
Yeah,
Okay, I found them. We don't have them here.
yeah, they're pretty amazing. They're very Australian.
Okay. Okay, yeah, let's go to a bit of improv.
Okay.
So I'm going to pick a suggestion from the magical hat, um, and then we do a little long form, well, mid form narrative. Yeah, we see how long it takes, and then Patty, we will have a chat about improv and the things you do. Yeah. So
Great.
close my eyes. Yeah, not cheating.
We're watching to make sure.
Yeah, no, I've got something. Okay, this is a suggestion from Alexander Ivanchev, and it's about a collection someone has. The collection topic or object are scalpels.
Scalpels.
Scalpels, yeah, scalpels.
That's my husband, by the way.
Yeah, you have to
Hmm.
talk with your husband then. Okay, so let's
Scalpels.
start.
Okay.
Whoa. Whoa. Oh my God. So many of them. Hundreds, I guess. Hundreds and hundreds of scalpels. In all forms and shapes.
Welcome.
Julie, you have such an amazing collection.
Thank you. It's taken me 17 years to collect all of these scalpels in Scalpel World, a
Yeah,
celebration of the art of scalpeling.
I thought there were only a few designs, but so many. Why? Why scalpels?
Why there's so many designs or why I decided to collect them?
Why you decided to collect them?
Because I find them fascinating. The shape of the blade, the weight and balance in which it is held in the expert hands of the scalpeler, and the possibilities of what it can do for science.
Possibilities of science. Now you tell that, Julie. You know, I was in a museum and I saw that painting there of a number of people studying medical studies in the 16th or 17th century, and they were opening a body and people
Yes.
were watching.
Was that the Rembrandt painting?
I don't know, but I was so fascinated with that.
Did you know, in Italy, when doctors used to learn how to be a doctor and they would watch the act of surgery, they were in what was called a theater.
A theater.
Think
Oh,
to this day they still call it an operation theater
operation theater. I'm
because
so. Um,
surgery is an art form.
it is. I want. I want to become a surgeon. You know, I'm in that moment in my life. I'm 20 years old now. That I
Yes.
want to make a big decision what my future will be. So I came by, I saw your museum, Julie, and I thought, let's go. And now you just inspired me. I want to be a doctor. I want to open people with a scalpel.
I am so proud of you. Here, hold on. I want you to have the 714. This scalpel was created in 714.
In
It is the
714?
it is the first known recorded scalpel in history.
I, I'm sure I will now succeed in my doctor's study. Who will not succeed in a doctor's study with a scalpel from 714?
You must follow your dream. Don't let anybody stand in your way. If they laugh at you because that blade is stone and the handle is wood, you remember
Yes.
it was the first.
The
It
first.
believed in the dream,
Yeah.
as you now must.
Yeah.
Follow your destiny.
I will, Julie. I will.
To think, my little... Oh! Hi.
Hi.
I didn't see you in the corner as I was getting all verklempt.
I guess this looks better. My name
Oh,
is Rembrandt. Nice to meet you.
the Rembrandt?
Yeah, what year is it today?
2021.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen better. Well,
How did you travel through time?
I have a travel time machine in one of my paintings. Big deal. I love the future. My paintings, they're big deal here, right? They're in museums, they sell very well. I can be a woman and a painter at the same time.
You are considered one of the greats.
Yeah, but you never knew I was a woman, right?
I had no idea, and I'm thrilled to discover this. Did you
Well,
know that your paintings have inspired a whole generation of artists? To this day, people still analyze how you actually did the technique in your work. And just 5 minutes ago, your painting inspired a young man to follow his dream to become a doctor.
Ooh. Oh, okay. The one with the operation. Yeah.
Yes.
I was so proud when I did it. It was like one of the first scalpels, not very sharp. Best for, scratching out some paint from the walls. But anyway, it was a big deal. But look at here.
Rembrandt,
What do you have?
in that painting, the person lying on the table, I always looked at that painting and I saw such beauty and such heart, but such sadness in the eyes of the surgeon. And I always thought that maybe the person they were operating on was someone they knew and loved. Was that just a foolish assumption on my behalf? I mean, I know so little about art.
Yeah, the person in that painting was my brother. Yeah. He had problems with his appendix and they tried to get it out, but he died. Yeah.
I could feel that in your brushstrokes, in the colors you chose. I could feel your emotion, Rembrandt.
Yeah. Anyway, he was still alive while I was doing the painting, but then. And unfortunately, this machine cannot get me back in the past. Only in the future, only in the future. It's not like, I mean, I love it. It's great. So many opportunities.
You can keep time jumping into the future.
Mm-hmm.
That's extraordinary, Rembrandt.
Yeah. I've been to the year 3000. Big lizards.
But you can't get back home.
No. No, I cannot go back home.
Rembrandt, before you began painting, had you always dreamed of being a painter?
I wanted to be a doctor. Yeah, but a woman, doctor.
And of course,
Yeah,
you lived in a time where such things were not possible.
no. Well, it wasn't possible to be a woman and a painter, but I could easily hide this
Hang
and
on.
sign the paintings as a guy.
Here. This is the 1927.
Ooh, it's sharp.
It is sharp. It was the first scalpel held by a woman. She had to hide her female form in surgery. But she was there, and she operated, and she saved the life of a president holding that scalpel. Rembrandt, I would like to give that to you. And I would like to pay your tuition so that you can become a doctor and fulfill your dream.
Well, that's actually possible right now, right?
It is.
I would really like to become a doctor. And I can help people and cure them. And who knows? Maybe one day I'll be able to go back to the past and save my brother.
Anything is possible. Like the blade of a scalpel. Once we cut through the unknown and open up the possibilities, if we take out things like prejudice, if we take out things that hold us back, we can heal the wounds and therefore create our own healthy future.
I will start crying again. That's why women are not good in many things, because we keep crying.
Oh, I disagree. Our emotions are powerful. They guide us. Take your tears, Rembrandt. Take your tears as if they were the paints of now. Take a new brush. Go to college, go to university, and be the doctor you were always meant to be.
I'm going.
My
I'll be
pleasure.
back. I'll be back, but as a doctor in 11 years. Thank you.
Julie, it's me. Do you recognize me? Look, I just finished my doctor's studies. The scalpel, the 714, did it for me.
Look at how dignified you are.
Thank you.
How powerful. Tell me, what do you hope?
It's all because of you.
It's all because of the scalpel.
You gave me the scalpel.
And you had the dream.
You know, sometimes it's good to have a dream because you know where you want to go to. And if other people help you with that dream, facilitate it, you can achieve so much. And it's because of you. This scalpel.
Yes.
I discovered something. With this scalpel, you can open time. Let me show it to you. Look! It's a time vortex!
That's why you... Oh! I thought it was only 5 minutes ago I talked to you. And it would take 12 years to go to school.
I used the scalpel.
That's why I turned around and you were right back.
Yeah. You only know how to handle it, in which angle, and you can really pinpoint where you want to go back to. You can go back to the time of the dinosaurs. You can go to the future. You can go everywhere.
I have a favor to ask of you.
Ask me whatever you want.
When you were in school, did you meet a student called Rembrandt?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's very talented.
I have a secret I must tell you. Rembrandt is the Rembrandt.
The painter?
Yes.
No way.
Yes. Rembrandt has a machine that could go forward in time, but she could never go back.
Oh. Now that's not
You
good.
have found a way. Maybe she would like to go back in time. Go back home.
Yeah. I can open the time vortex. She can go home if she wants to. No problem.
Will she want to?
Hey.
Rembrandt!
Yeah.
Rembrandt.
Wow. Yeah, I am a student. You can say, right? Oh, I've seen you in university.
Yeah, I've seen you too.
I just wanted to thank you once again, Julie, for everything.
Oh, Dr. Rembrandt.
I'm not a doctor yet, but
Good.
Doctor, meet the doctor. Doctor, meet the doctor.
Nice to meet you, Rembrandt. I was told you were so talented.
yeah, I am talented. I have very good fine motor skills.
Good. Yeah. Because of all the
Rembrandt?
paintings.
Oh, I told your secret.
Oh,
Please don't be angry. There's a very good reason.
yeah,
That's
what's
very
the
good.
reason? What's the reason?
Scalpel.
I
714.
have a scalpel myself.
Which one? The 1927.
Yeah, it was a gift.
Whoa.
Dr. Rembrandt, Dr. Wilkins can open the fabric of time in any direction.
That's not funny. Don't.
No.
Are you mocking me?
No.
No.
Dr. Rembrandt, with this scalpel, with the 714, I can open the time vortex. There will be a hole where you can walk through.
I can go back home. I can save my brother.
If you need saving, you can.
You can.
Will you do that for me?
Yeah, of course. And I have an idea. Let's all three of us go into that theater
Okay.
and save your brother.
We can be in a Rembrandt painting.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, you are going to love it there. The air is so clean. It's not like here.
You could be in a Rembrandt painting. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, Rembrandt, do you feel you have enough skills now that we could go back, or would you like to finish school first?
I also have a smartphone.
yeah, but
And he's a doctor. So
I can
That's
help,
right.
of course. Yeah.
let's go do some magic, huh?
Yes. Let's
Hold on.
open the time.
I just want to put the close sign on
Oh,
the
yeah.
Scalpel Museum.
Okay.
That's really-
Oh.
We'll be back soon.
Good.
After all, it's time travel.
Let's
no.
start opening it.
Ready?
Ready? Action! And scene. Okay. That was nice.
Crazy story, huh?
I love that we linked in Rembrandt and the oppression of women.
Yes.
time, and dreams and
Yeah,
time travel.
and how to achieve your dreams if you get a bit of help sometimes. Also, yeah, it's
And an iPhone.
And the technology.
oh, that was great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was
My
amazing.
pleasure.
It was magical.
Mm. It was a
So,
joy to
Patty,
have all those little threads that we could
yeah,
weave together.
Yeah,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. Oh, great.
Mm.
Oh.
Let's do the interview.
Yeah. Let's have a
Ah,
chat.
just let me, whoops, up.
Yeah.
Tell us more about your improv journey.
Oh, from the very beginning?
Yes,
Or
from the very beginning.
wow, get the time travel machine ready. Where does one begin that? So improv has been my career. Um, when I left high school, graduated high school, I went right to the Loose Moose Theater Company. Actually, there was a program in high school that I ended up being placed at the Loose Moose Theater Company,
Okay.
and that's how I got introduced to them and to improvisation. And then when I finished school, I started going to the Loose Moose all the time. They couldn't get rid of me, and that began my official training, if you will.
hmm
And I haven't looked back. It's been my life and my career since then.
That's awesome. Yeah. So is it
It's been,
rather a coincidence you ended up in the Loose Moose Theater and you started with improv?
yeah, I knew I wanted to go into theater, and
Yeah.
I knew I wanted to be an actor.
Yeah.
So this program at school was called a work experience program.
Mhm.
And you say, here's the field I want to go into, and then they find a company in that field,
Okay.
and then you go and you get to spend time at that company and work at that company to get a feeling of what it's like
Yeah.
before you make final choices. And so it was completely a coincidence that it was Loose Moose Theater, and completely a coincidence that it was improvisation.
Mm.
Um, but when I got there and I saw how they worked, the philosophy,
hmm
the ethics,
Yeah.
how people communicated and respected each other, the trust that was in the company, and the work that was being produced, from really ridiculously silly to really deep. Um, it had your mind hurting because you were looking at things from so many different points of view, challenging subjects theater.
Yeah.
And we did, improv shows, and we did scripted work, and we did sketch, and we did children's shows and stilt walking, and so it was a real baptism in theater study, but from a real experiential point of view
Yeah.
instead of sit and learn from a book,
Yeah.
which for me, perfect.
Uh, do you still do scripted theater
Yeah,
sometimes?
yeah, absolutely. So I've done, classical theater, I've done, Shakespeare, I've done contemporary, I've done non-naturalism. Um, that's what I am. I'm an actor,
Yeah.
and I specialize in improvisation.
Okay.
So that's
Um,
how I like to explain it.
in all these years, have you seen major changes in the improv scene? Is improv being done differently nowadays, or anything else you found?
Hmm. Um, there's there's waves, as with any, I think,
hmm
art form,
Yeah.
or pretty much anything. You get generational waves, and generation, I don't mean age, I mean just
Yeah.
experience,
Yeah.
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And that makes sense because you get a group of teachers, and then they teach people, and then you get another group of teachers, and that expands, and
Yeah.
you know. Um, so there was a wave of everybody kind of being in their own corner, and the schools of thought were very separated. Um, and then that kind of resolved because most people kind of went, it doesn't matter. Do follow your passion,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Um, there was a wave of exploring new shows and new ideas and new concepts, which was awesome. Some I liked, some I didn't like. Great, good. If I liked everything, I'd be worried. Um, Seriously, because I'm only one opinion,
Yeah,
right?
right.
You're
Yeah.
not going to get that world alignment. Um, but something I've noticed recently, and it actually worries me, um, there's a real there's too many rules,
Mhm.
and there's too much reinforcing of these rules. From my point of view, there are no rules in improvisation.
Yeah.
If you need a rule,
Mm-hmm.
that rule is don't hurt anybody, and
Yes,
that's physically or
definitely.
emotionally.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Outside of that, there aren't rules. And the rules have been around for a while, and I always went, oh, well, that's, someone's opinion, that's someone's style, whatever. But in the last chunk of years,
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually seeing people being yelled at because they broke a rule. I'm seeing people being manipulated on stage because of rules. I have students in classes that are afraid of exploring because it would break a rule.
Yeah.
I said to one student, "No, you can do that." And they said, "Well, it's a rule." And I said, "No, it's not." And they started crying. The rules are no longer just a philosophy difference. It's actually becoming a language that's damaging how improvisers are improvising, how they're looking at the possibilities of the work,
Yeah.
and how the work is developing.
Yeah.
And I'm I'm concerned about that.
Yeah. I think, like you said, if you are in an environment where you feel safe and you can trust everyone, and you are not harming anyone in any way, yeah, why not explore everything which is possible?
Yeah, but imagine that people say, come and do improv, it's safe, it's a safe environment, but then you get all these rules. You cannot do
Yeah.
this, you cannot do that.
Absolutely. And if you if you say to me, we need rules because we have to create a safe space, I go, hang on. We, no, we
Yeah.
shouldn't need rules for people to be kind to each other.
That's true. Yeah.
And if you're teaching improvisation with the principles, then we don't need rules to be. Woo!
Someone at the door. I'm sorry.
No
Keep
problem.
going. I'll be back.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
That's the improv police.
Yes.
Um,
We broke a rule.
I did. I'm talking about the rules.
Yeah.
And I under like some of the rules. I can hear that the rules. Oh, cute. Oh, that's a sure way to get me to stop talking is to put the dog in front of me. Some of the rules I can see people have created them because they're trying to stop people from behaving badly.
Okay. Yeah.
But then I would go, hang on. If you have creative objectives and your group is communicating, you should be able to say, hang on, that behavior isn't acceptable, or that's not how improvisation happens, or, right, there should be a discussion that helps solve that problem.
Yeah.
If we get to, we need a rule to discipline people to stop them from doing it, then there's been a lot that's been broken before that moment.
Yes.
But people don't want to talk about those moments. They don't like to have notes. They don't want to discuss the show with an analytical point of view. And I understand that can be uncomfortable for some people, but it is kind of part of learning a craft and developing skill is to assess what you've done and have a conversation about it without ego. Just look at what it was.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about this kind of
Zoom.
improv? The Zoom one.
At the beginning of last year, I was really worried about it because I felt that people in a state of panic, either because their shows were stopped or they weren't getting to see people, everybody was jumping online and just performing as if this was the same as being on stage, and it's not.
No.
It's different. And people should explore and try, absolutely. I just wondered if it needed to be public while you were doing that.
Okay.
There's a lot of shows that went online that I think people would probably wish it wasn't lingering in the atmosphere now. But now exploring it a bit, I go, okay, there's possibilities and there's options. And there's lots to play with and see what's possible. It's not the same as being on stage, and I miss that. I miss being able to feel someone's emotions, to hear their breathing, to see their shoulders move, to sense their joy or their fear.
Yeah.
I miss the use of space and eye contact. But this is a new toy, and there's stuff that we can explore and learn, and it allows us to have opportunities like today.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And there's a lot of opportunities, like you said, to learn, because of the lot of, for me personally, a lot of things I learned through Zoom. Yeah, when I follow a course or a workshop, well, most of the things I will be able to use them on stage too.
Yes.
Yeah, except perhaps the camera angle and yeah, close up. That perhaps not, but a lot of things you can use, and if we build a little story or a narrative, those techniques you can also perfectly use on stage too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so and like you said, it's what we're doing right now would not have been possible. So, and that connection with other people is, I find, so important.
Yeah, and I would really like to see people explore the possibilities. You know, what can we do with this?
Yeah.
You know, how can you come into it differently? How can you leave differently? How can you frame your show? How can you use the cinematic?
Yes. Yeah.
Because there's more and more tools. You know, there's some people developing something pineapple.
Pineapple. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pineapple.
There's some improv groups that have been doing. There's a game, Animal Farm, I think. And they've been creating like little improv characters, and they've been, so they're kind of game playing their own improvisers.
Good.
So I think there's lots of interesting things that could be explored, and I'd encourage people to do that, to go, okay, what are the problems, and then go, like, get together as a group and go, the problem is sound delay. Yeah. So what do we do with that? Right? Because that's where all the really great training games and exercises came from, was teachers like Keith going, oh, there's a problem. Okay, how do we make a problem a game? How do we solve the problem through something we can play and do? And I think as improvisers, we need to get ourselves back into the headset of what are the problems and what can we learn and how can we explore, instead of what is our product?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Get back to the process. Ask those juicy questions where our passion lives.
Yeah.
And something you mentioned before we start with the streaming, now you're able to teach a workshop in Japan and have your dinner at home.
Yeah.
How great is that?
It is great. You know, I know my husband's cooking right now. Soon I'm going to have a meal and sit with him and have a glass of wine and be able to tell him about this, show with lovely Belgian improvisers. Where if I was on tour, he'd be asleep and I'd be awake because of the time difference.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be able to share this in a different way. But, I got into theater because of theater. And although I've done film and I've done TV, theater is my passion.
Yeah. And being on stage.
I'm looking forward to what that might be, because I think it will change. There will be a lot of theaters that don't make it through and survive. There will be a lot of improv groups and improv festivals that will struggle. They are struggling, and they will continue to struggle with another year of uncertainty. and maybe there's something the improv community can do. I don't know what, because it seems insurmountable, the problem. But who knows what the shape of these things will be.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Someone told me that you were, wait, was it painting? No, it was writing.
Yeah.
You're writing.
Some exciting news. Yeah. We
Yes.
got.
Yes, I'm writing a book, and I can say that officially now. I've had a lot of people saying, will you write a book? And I've gone, yeah, I'm trying, and I have.
Good.
But now I'm officially doing it. I've got deadlines. I've got cover design. Like, it's official, and it will be coming out this year. It will probably go pre-order somewhere maybe around May.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it is about the improv rules, and looking at why they're there, how we can use them differently, what can we learn from them, but let's release the rule and get back to the techniques and the principles and the skills.
Yeah.
So it's called Improvise Freely.
Improvised freely. Okay.
Please do it also in a Kindle version for Europe.
Yeah, it won't be a Kindle version in immediately, but eventually there will be.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Okay. Well, that's awesome news. Yeah. And I'm very intrigued. Yeah, especially learning more about the rules. Yeah, like you previously said. Yeah, I know how to alter that. Good.
Yeah, it's a very interesting and strange experience to write an improv book, because there's so many variables in any moment.
Yeah.
To try to put that in words it makes my brain hurt.
Yeah.
And is it really like you're having a new child, creating a
Yeah, and you go through phases where you go, oh, I'm really enjoying this, and oh, this is interesting, and I'm learning, and then you go through points where you go, oh, I can't do this.
And then you're not able to sleep, right?
Yeah. But just imagine the moment. Just imagine the moment the book is printed and you have that first copy in your hands. That must all that work, because it's so much work. Yeah, and so much effort you have to put in, and then it's physically there. It's an amazing feeling, I think.
Yeah, I think the exercise of doing it is really good. I'm learning a lot about the work myself. Anytime you explore something new, no matter how challenging it can be, and there is a huge level of fear that goes with it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, what if nobody understands what I'm talking about? Or what if people go, yeah, well, that's pointless? Or because I'm human, right?
Yeah.
Everybody is human. You go through this.
Yeah.
And I think for me, it's not going to be so much holding the book. I think for me, I will find peace if I know it's been helpful. Even to one person, that's fine.
Okay.
Because that's the aim of writing it is, can I help improvisers, be it teachers, newer improvisers, experienced improvisers? Can I help people to think of things from a different angle, or question, or look at it, or just because I think the next wave of us growing as a community is not about product. It's not about doing another genre long form. It's actually about looking at the work and questioning and looking at the problems that we have and finding solutions and allowing people to grow in their skills without them needing to constantly produce product.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
You know, and there's nothing wrong with doing shows, of course, absolutely, but there's a lot of pressure
Yeah.
comes with it,
Yeah.
you know.
And it can perhaps take away a bit of the joy too. Yeah, if the pressure is too big, and then the playfulness and the joy of just doing improv without the must go to a show. Yeah, because it might be very intimidating as well.
Yeah.
A show.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, you know, how do we get back to that process,
Yeah.
the questioning,
Yeah.
the evaluating, the pursuit? You know, how do we get kind of our, you know, what am I putting on, like, warrior clothes? How do we become warriors of discovery again,
Yes.
instead of, you know, survivors of the stage?
Mm.
Warriors of Discovery. I like that.
I will
Yeah.
write down.
After yeah, I have to make a note too. Warriors of Discovery. um, so Patty, you also teach a lot of online through Zoom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, which is, you know, I think anybody taking classes online or teaching, it's a new experience.
Hmm.
We've now had a year of adjusting to it, so I think people are a little bit more, okay, I know what it is,
Yeah.
I know what's happening.
Yeah.
Um, and it was actually interesting last year, again, because I've never taught. What do I do? What do I do? And there was a lot of improv teachers who teach a lot, and we were getting together on Zoom and going, how do you do what? What is this? And then we all went, okay, so let's go in being inquisitive and open and curious, and what can we explore, and what can we find, and how can we use this?
What does this button do?
Yeah. um, you know, and now I see some of the classes that people are doing, and I'm going, that's interesting. That's an interesting angle on it, and
Yeah.
I can see how you'd use online, you know, for that. Um, I was doing a workshop last year, which was very much about kind of analyzing work. Like, really, we've got the ability to look at stuff. So let's look at clips and shows, and let's look at, you know, clips from comedy shows, and, like, you know, Charlie
Yeah.
Chaplin, and
Mm.
how was the work created, and what does platform mean, and when is platform advanced, and how do you advance it, and but actually being able to look at examples and talk about it,
Yeah.
because this is a world of talking.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's use that gift. Um, and then, you know, I do things like the silly workshop that you were in, which is just a lot of duo scenes with offers and suggestions, and just play, 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 play.
Yeah.
Because people were having a problem of Zoom fatigue, right? So,
Yes. Yeah.
and that's why I came up with that one, because I went,
Yeah.
what are problems? There's a problem. People are getting Zoom fatigue. They're sitting and listening.
Yeah.
Great. No talk in this class.
No.
It's going to be play.
Yeah. What I loved about the class too was that you came in into the different rooms to watch, and then at the end you got personal feedback. Yeah, not shared with everyone else, but you just gave feedback, and that's lovely. It's really great because yeah, you have something to work on and to try out. Very concrete.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that goes into the, you know, if people are feeling fatigued because they're on Zoom for work and school
Yeah.
and life and classes, then you can only take in so much information.
Yeah.
So how can I make a class that's active but still be able to give you something to work on, so it's a class that you learn something? And that's why I created that class, because it lets people play, but it also gives them something to think about and try. And that's the point of that class.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the scene work course, right? Because there are people saying that in the comments.
Oh,
Yeah.
hi, people. I always forget on Zoom is that when we're live streaming that people are watching. I just
Yeah.
think with the two of you. And we're at a cafe and everybody is eavesdropping.
Yeah.
Uh,
We have 9 watchers at the moment. So.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, the scene work was the intellectual one,
Mhm.
and the one with doing a lot of scenes, that's to play.
Okay, yeah.
Mhm, 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 mhm. Interesting,
So
interesting. Are there
yeah.
any new classes coming up soon?
um, I I am exploring a couple of ideas. I've had some ideas over the summer holidays, and I went, can we actually make that? What would that be? So I don't want to say anything yet because I'm still playing with it in my head. Um, but there will be.
But
I'm
yes.
probably yeah. I'm I'm teaching a couple of groups right now, and then I'll start doing more public workshops again, probably near the end of March.
Okay, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
So yeah, because I'm writing a book. That's hard.
yeah.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It's hard work, definitely. So,
Yeah.
Patty, if people would like to contact you, or they want to hire you for a workshop, or how can they best do that?
Probably just from my website, pattistiles.com.
Okay,
Um, you can just email me from there, um, and that's probably the easiest.
yeah.
I know that people prefer, Facebook and Messenger. I tend to not use them as much.
Hmm. Okay.
So
We use them a
email,
lot.
Yeah. We are going
yeah,
to put some links on our page too, so people can easily find back your website. And if you
great.
have something else in the future to share, like when the book is coming out, for example, or a show or a workshop, just let us know. Yeah, we like to share things that other people are
Thank
doing
you.
a lot. Yeah, so just let us
Oh,
know,
thank you.
and that's happening.
Yeah,
Good.
and thank you so much for the invitation. It's always such an honor when improvisers say we would like to play with you. Because in a world where our work is about support and our work is about looking after each other, when someone says we'd like to play with you, that's an invitation into a sacred space.
Yes. Yeah.
And I really appreciate that, and you sharing your time and space, and giving me that beautiful ride with the magic of doctors and Dr. Rembrandt,
Yeah.
and I like the story of that.
Yeah. Uh, anyway, so many thanks you wanted to play with us too. Yeah,
Yeah.
we are also very honored that you were here today.
And
And
we had a lot of fun. I
yeah,
had a lot of fun.
me too. Me too.
Wonderful. Yeah, it
With
was.
Scalpel 714 and 1927.
Jochen has a scalpel there, right?
No, it was a pencil.
But you have a real one. Come on.
No, I don't. Well, normally I have, but I have so many props lying around that sometimes
Mm.
props disappear. And when you were talking the scene with Desi about it, I was looking around for the scalpel. I couldn't find it.
When you had the doctor's coat, I was delighted. If you had pulled out a scalpel, I would have just been like, okay,
Okay, yeah, that
all
would be
right,
so good. I should have a,
whole other.
a stethoscope or something as well. Oh,
Um,
it's fun.
but with in our work, you know that if you're playing with people where you're really in that same headspace, you start visualizing
Mhm.
the world,
Yeah.
and it's I think easier to do that on stage. It's harder to do it
Hmm.
here, but I've got such a clear visual in my mind of the scalpel and of the Rembrandt painting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's nice
That's
because it's
great.
like, we really were sharing that moment.
Yeah.
And, scenes will work or not, stories will work or not. And that's okay. It's totally okay to make mistakes.
Yeah.
Um, but if you were really playing authentically with each other and in the moment, then you've got that improv magic happening.
Yes.
So thank you for those visuals, and
Thank you too.
yeah,
Yeah.
and letting me run a scalpel museum.
Yeah. Great. Okay, I'm going to bring us offline. Don't go away yet. So, but let's say
Okay.
goodbye to everyone.
Thank you
Many
for
thanks for
watching.
watching, and have
Thanks,
a great
everyone.
day. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye.